Yeah, it's like Thursday. I got something in my eye, sanding this chrome. If you washed it last week, this stainless steel. So be really careful if you sand stainless steel. Okay, last video I was working on straightening these. I call them eyebrow trims. Anyway, I got most of the dents out. I've never done this before, but this is what I learned. On something like this, again, this is how I'm figuring it out. You can use a file too. So if you can get the high spots out, then you can just file them down, like kind of like this. These are glued on. I think I'm gonna try to remove this gasket. Okay, when I did my Trans Am, it was all screwed up, but here, I'm gonna share the gutter of the trunk. On my Trans Am, this was gone. I think I had to buy a piece, I can't remember now, or I took it off another car. So this is rusted a little bit, but this is where the water gets trapped. See this joint right here? And it gets in here and it rots that. Anyway, this isn't bad. None of that is rotted. This isn't bad. Here's some rust. The water was getting hung up in here. This is where I made the patch. If you go back, and I had to patch this piece here. It probably, I don't know how the water got in, but it did. It probably overflowed. So anyway, this has got some rust, but it's not bad at all. That's that. This stuff is petrified. There was like a cord inside. You saw me pull it out like a string. And here's those things I was working on earlier. I'm amazed how good I did. What I really need is a bench buffer. It's just too much. It's a bitch to get it. It's just a bitch. But I got them pretty straight. I mean, look at that. So one bolt goes right here. That's the end bolt, end nut, whatever you want to call it, right there. And then, like I said, one two, and then it slips into this. But this is not dented. This is not. I already fixed that. So we're good back here. Looking down the edge, look at the trim on this one. I don't know if you can see it, but see the way it dives in there? I'm gonna have to fix that. There's a dive right here. It's either a dive in here or this is sticking out. I don't know. Okay, I gotta spray some of this in this rust spots. I cleaned it out with a brush on a drill. Vacuumed everything up. And that's the best I'm gonna do it. So here's the gutters afterwards. Again, this is rust reformer. It's got a chemical, it'll turn it black like that. So there's probably better ways, but this is my way. And any spots that had rust showing, I just went ahead and sprayed. Again, right now it's just about protecting so it doesn't get worse. Yeah, it's the end of the day Friday. I just clean these up with a wire wheel. I think on the last video I cut this. On the last video I cut this open because these nuts were screwed up. In other words, they had fell out. I couldn't thread that in. Well, I just noticed this one. I don't know why I didn't see it before. Those are ready to fall out too. So I'm gonna have to cut that open. Look at that, I can push. Sometimes you just gotta go what is the fastest, and I think the fastest is just to cut it open. Yeah, it's Monday the next week. I skipped a week, but so what I'm doing is I'm putting these bumpers together because I got parts all over the place. But you see the way this one lines right up? This is the passenger side. This is bent. I can't even see where it bent. Except for right here. Anyway, I gotta bend this. So that should be in line with this. You see where it's kicked out? It's kicked out half an inch. It's weird because I gotta have the right distance from here to here also. Or from here to here. This is the good one. It's still off a little bit. It's like this thing needs to twist. Yeah, I twisted it, beat it. It's a bitch putting the car together from parts. The other thing I don't understand about these bumpers, you got all these holes here. But, and I think there's a plate that goes on here like this. This is a rear bumper, but I don't have it. I can't even find a picture of anybody that has one. Anyway, I got that bumper put together. Now I'm working on the rear. These things were welded. You can see there's some spot welds right here. I don't know why. I think it's because this rattled. You know, there's something else weird about these lights. They got white lenses. I looked it up. In like 1963 or 64, they changed the law, or they were getting ready to change the law, that all blinkers had to be amber or red or something, but not white. So this is a parking light and a blinker. So you got to put amber bulbs in, or get newer lenses with an amber lens. Yeah, I was getting ready to quit, but since I got to do some welding there, I decided to cut this open. Cut this open right now. See, the nuts fell right off. We're just going to clean this up and then stop for the day. And I scribed a mark here, 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 somewhere, and here, so I can get it back in the right spot. forgot to turn the gas on. The holes don't line up. Gonna take a little bit off there. Damn it. A little bit off that one. Let's get these out of the scrap. I'm going to spray all these with whatever I have to keep them from rusting. somewhere I got these license plate studs somewhere. Gotta find them. That's it. Okay, it's Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving. But anyway, I got these bumpers together as much as I can. I'm not totally sure about these mounting pieces yet, but I'll figure that out when I get it together. I cleaned all that stuff up. I got the tail light, license plate light in. I got those lights to work. I got the best brackets. I got the best bumpers. I bought new bolts. So that, the main thing was I needed to clean up. So I got this table cleaned off. But I got a new toy. It's not really a toy. I need to figure out a way to shine up all my material. So I bought this grinder. Not grinder, but buffer. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm not going to talk about it right now. So I wanted it to be able to get out further so you have room compared to like a regular grinder. You know, where you're tight. I also wanted 8-inch wheels. I don't know why, I just did. So I also bought separately, these are dressing stones. I've never done this in my life, so everything I do, I'm learning. And 4 different, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think these are color coded, so you don't mix the buffing compounds up together. In other words, I think it's harsh, less harsh, so kind of like a grit. But my main problem is right now, this is fine for things like this, but when I get the longer pieces, I need to be out on a pedestal. Well, I don't know where to put it. I don't want to leave it all the time. I'm going to see what I can come up with. I was thinking I could just put a piece of wood here and set this on the wood out here. That's my thought right now. So anyway, I'm going to try to figure out what to do. Then I'm going to try to shine up one of these. Maybe I'll start with one of these. These are extras. And we'll see what happens. Again, I look for the best price, the cheapest. Somebody recommended this. Oh, let me show you. There's a low speed. That's off. There's a low speed. That's 1700 RPM. And then there's a high RPM, 3450. And that thing is really spinning. So that's why I bought this one. I think, again, I don't want to spend money. I hate spending money. But when you need a tool, so I think this was $129. I think it's a 8-inch, 5/8 arbor. I don't know how many horsepower. If it says right there, I don't see it. It's probably right in front of me. I think it's 1/2 or 3/4 horsepower. Doesn't really matter. Well, the reason it's got a rubber mount, look. The reason I bought this, well, you read all these things, you read all these articles or things on YouTube and opinions, but they say if you get too small of a motor and you put too much pressure, it'll bind up, slow down. So that's it. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to get this. Well, I guess I can just try it like this. The other thing is I've read that this stuff throws stuff at you. Let's see which way it spins. It's spinning this way. So it's going to constantly be throwing stuff up at me. So I'm going to turn the phone around. I don't know if you can see me. I put on my overalls. I probably should get a face shield. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Yeah, I decided to actually read the directions, which I hardly ever do. But according to this, That's the coarsest. That's the finest. This polishing, same thing. Coarsest. Yeah, that's right. You see that? Yeah, it takes the scratches out all right. Again, I had to bend the heck out of this. But I gotta wear some different glasses. Something just came up. So now I'm gonna go down to yellow. was just playing around with this. My recommendation, it's definitely worth the money. I started off with something, again, if you look at my video, this was all banged up and dented. If I really spent the time to get these scratches out, you can see it'll start shining. So it's if you're interested, wood skill, 8-inch double speed bench buffer model TLG 200 BGDS on Amazon. I think, like I said, I think it was $129. And then I bought these, like I showed, I bought these other 4, they call them air something. It's great. It works fine. Unless you're doing some really heavy where you really got to push hard for a long time, this is fine. Right now I'm filling it. Let's see, what is the motor? It's warm, but it's not hot. It's 104. But I think if you do one piece of trim, walk away, let it cool off. Or I don't know, I've been doing it for what, an hour? And I like my pedestal. I can just take this away and go put it away, no problem. So that's it. That's all I'm gonna do today. It's, like I said, it's Wednesday. My stomach has been feeling weird. And my back and my legs, it's part of old age. Luckily I got a shop. I don't have to clean up. I'm just gonna clean up these boxes. I put all the tools are put away. Except for this. This is plenty sturdy. Again, this has a rubber mount. So if you don't want it to move at all, just keep tightening it down. I didn't want to tighten it all the way and collapse the rubber. But look at that. That didn't have any dents in it. That cleaned up easy. Look at that. So one of these, I don't know that I feel like doing it right now. In fact, I know I don't. But the deep scratches are what, the more you get the scratches out, the more it'll shine. Once it starts shining, you got a good one. You can spend $3,000 on these things. This stuff seems to put, you see the black? I'm not sure what this does. Does it fill up the scratches? Because it doesn't, it's not very rough. Yeah, but these are worth it. That's it. I'm just gonna stop.